Hey everybody, this is Trish Kane, CEO and founder of Healerverse. Welcome to our weekly roundtable. Every Friday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we do a Healerverse roundtable where we feature one of our amazing Healerverse practitioners. Today, we have Jennifer Fitzgerald from If The Herb Fitz, and actually I have bundles of her teas that she makes. You've never seen anything like this in your entire life. Every single flower and herb is handpicked, literally, and in a bag. And I've used it myself to cleanse a lot of my energy and my gut health and to help me to sleep and many other things. Even like I have something with my skin sometimes that flares up when I don't sleep a lot or I'm traveling, not eating right, and that is the solution to everything. She's also super enlightened. She spoke at both the Miami and Delray events that we did last year. And without further ado, welcome to the Healerverse Roundtable. Our website is 5dhealerverse.com. I'm going to turn it over to Jennifer to tell us a little bit about what she's doing, what she's done, and what she's going to do. Take it away.
Thank you for that beautiful introduction, Trish. And so grateful to be here and to be connected with the Healerverse family from day one, connecting with you. It felt like home. Much of this journey I did by myself, which is extremely hard. And what I'm realizing right now is like we were first wave, right? We were the first to go through this. And the great unfolding is happening now, where all of these truths are being brought to the surface, and the second wave is beginning. And so, us first wavers, now that we're joining together, they're all going to be coming to us. And it's going to be so important to share with each other. You know, my specialty is herbs, but it's also lifestyle. And everybody has different things. There are some people that are going to need physical energy work. There's people that are going to need some mental health support at first. So there's all these different avenues. And when we come together, then we can really help people heal to the highest power. For myself, I had been doing some mental health therapies for about 3 years, which was with a spiritual therapist. And we got into doing some more non-traditional things like the hypnotherapy, which is now becoming way more popular. So we did some past life regressions there. And I found out that so much of what I was carrying was also past life stuff. But in doing that, I also found out that I was an herbalist in the past, more than once. And that just immediately gave me my purpose. When I came out of that session, I was like, okay, this is it. I'm going to sign up for herbal school right away. Um, and actually, my therapist was like, I was going to give you this book today. She's like, somebody gave it to me and I have no use for it. And it was called Herbal Magic. And it was like this huge golden book. And it was really interesting because in that life, there was a healer that had gold eyes that I was working with. And then here's this golden book being handed to me. So that's how this journey just continued to unfold. It was like synchronicity after synchronicity of like, okay, I am 100% where I'm meant to be. And we're going to figure this out together. You know, I did have a background in personal training. So very good on the physical fitness and the nutrition side of things. But I knew that wasn't it. You know, I knew that the mental needed to come in. And what I didn't realize was it was really the spiritual that needed to come in. I grew up going to a Baptist church, but we were kicked out when I was 6 years old because my parents divorced. And while my mom made the absolute best decision that she could for what was best for her and the family, the church didn't see it as that. And I found that so interesting because she was the leader for the kids group too. So we were very involved with the church. It wasn't just like attending once a week. We were there multiple times a week, and she took care of the daycare. So to be just cut off, kicked out, and then to also go through the divorce part. And it was like, where did God go? Where did prayer go? Where did connection to spirit go? And I spent my life really searching for that. And I searched in all the darkest possible places I could go because I thought, well, if he's going to save me, let's see, let him save me. And then I had the realization of, God is within. and it's up to us to save ourselves. And I actually tattooed salvation at that point in my life on myself. And then this has just been a really deep connecting with Creator along the way. And everything I do is through Creator. Everything I do is from love. And I check myself if it's not, if I'm frustrated or irritated or whatever's going on, I take a couple steps back because I will not make anything that's not out of love. And my tea is definitely made out of love. Those recipes were a combination of the schooling and doing my research. And thank you to the millions of herbalists that came before me for having all of that research. But a lot of the combining of what herbs I selected were done through meditation and connection with my ancestors. My great great grandmother was Native American. And I've also had past lives where I've been Native American. And so I really tap back into that and connecting with Mother Earth and letting the plants speak to me and through me. And because of the background in personal training and nutrition, I really know how the body system works. And so that helped me select the herbs too, because like you mentioned, Trish, you have skin things that come up, but you also mentioned gut right before that. And so the gut and the skin are extremely connected. Yes, that is the mind over gut matter tea. And it's because the mind and the gut are connected as well. And how are they connected? Well, through the vagus nerve. It runs from our brain down our neck, and it has the biggest web in our stomach. And that is the messages, that our gut feelings, our first connection to our mother is through our stomach, right? So everything that's going on in our gut energetically, spiritually, but also nutritionally is going to affect your skin. Your nervous system is communicating. So that's that network communicating from your brain to your stomach and connecting those dots. So then I realized not only do we need the brain support herbs, but we need the gut support herbs there too. We need the nervous system support. So there's lemon balm in there, which is known for calming the nerves, helps with anxiety, really helped me get over my anxiety. And there's also things like slippery elm in there, which are going to help with the digestive part. So it's going to help slip that right through your digestive tract. There's calendula flower, which is great for your skin, but it's also great for your internal skin. That's one thing we don't really think about is that we have skin on the inside too. And so to help heal and seal, oftentimes what happens when there's too much acid or even just like the cleaning chemicals we use on our hands and those seeping in, that breaks the gut lining, that breaks the barrier. And so we need to seal that. So the calendula acts like a Band-Aid there, So I really did run through these systems of the body of what is actually happening when you're experiencing this. And then just reverse engineered that with the herbs. And so the herbs were the beginning phase of my awakening, and they have been my staple. They have been my spine, my backbone to everything. There are days with this unraveling process of figuring out what makes my human tick and why I am this way, that are really, really hard to face. And, having the support of the herbs is huge. I mean, nature too, but it's not every day that we could just go sit at a tree. And so if we're on Zoom meetings all day, how can we get in touch with nature? We can let the sun in through our windows. We can sip on our tea while we have these meetings back to back, and so finding that balance. Now, the herbs will support you, but you still have to do the work to find the balance. But at least you have help. At least you have an ally. But I would
I've
say,
never seen anything like your tea before in my whole life. It is so special.
I agree. And I thank you for that. And the
Yeah.
loose leaf is very important. There's a lot of information coming out too about the tea bags being toxic, that they're bleached.
Yes.
That they have the aluminum staple in there or glue or both.
Yeah.
And then oftentimes too, getting like a hot tea when you're out and about, you're going to have a cup that has a wax lining. And when that heat hits it, that wax just comes right off of there. And then you're ingesting that as well. And so, that's the other thing, right? It's like, you can't drive yourself too crazy with this stuff. You got to try to get it where you can get it. But just being more prepared for the day. They make so many cool things now where there's the bottle that has the little diffuser built in there. And
Yeah.
the night before, you could pick out your herbs, put it in there. And in the morning, all you need is hot water, pour it in, and you go for the day. Or you
Yeah.
don't even need hot water. You just leave that ready for yourself. And then you hit a Starbucks up and you're like, hey, can I have a cup of hot water? And then have them pour it right in there. Don't even pour it in the cup. So, I find ways to still travel and get my tea in. I can't live without it at this point because I feel the support and I also feel the difference from not having it. Being enlightened in that word light, eating lighter foods, which
Yeah.
is a big talk. Dolores Cannon talked about this too. And she said that as we begin to ascend into 5D consciousness, that we would not need such heavy foods that weigh us down. Um, and I've done some more research on that. And scientifically, they're saying that the way the sun is closer to us, the way these solar flares are coming in, that we're actually getting nutrients off of the sun, which is also why there's such a, defense against letting us see the sun right now, as most of us know. But some are still refusing to even see that. So, getting that time out in the sun, and it's really the first 45 minutes of the day and the last 45 minutes are the best. That's when the sun is closest to us. And that's when the light is most tolerable, where you can even look into it with your eyes open or eyes closed. Your skin is still very thin there. So you're still going to get those nutrients. As we get into being able to feed off of the sun, we're still going to need some nutrients and having that liquid nutrition that is so bioavailable. As you're drinking it, your body doesn't have to break anything down. It's like the hot water already broke it down for you, and now it can just absorb.
For somebody to speak to about different things because they don't know who to speak to.
Mhm.
I can imagine that a lot of people feel alone right now. And we probably felt like that a lot too. And then we found each other. And I have seen people writing on social media that they need help.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So actually, yesterday I asked ChatGPT what's the deepest question they've been asked. Oh, it's 11:11.
Oh, nice.
And what are some of the most popular questions of 2026? And it is so, tugging on my heart because the number one question that rocked chat was, if I let go of what protected me, will there be anything left of me? About your identity, because like this working hard to prove our worth or pleasing people so that you're liked. Well, if you stop pleasing people, are they still going to like you? Like, are you still the same person you were? So all of these reflection questions are coming up. But the important part is to realize you're just becoming more of who you are meant to be, more of your true nature, if you will. So, yeah, that we have all these layers to us that need to be peeled off right now because we did have them there to survive. We did have them there to bring us to this point in this time. And with grace and with gratitude, like, yes, thank you for getting me here, but it's also okay to let you go. It's also okay to let those parts of me die off and to continue on in the newest, most aligned version of me.
Drop the mic.
It's some of these other ones. Let me see if I can find them. What if the thing I call my intuition is sometimes just my nervous system recognizing a familiar kind of danger? And so that's where you realize right now they can't even tell the difference between what is advertising to them, of them, like who they are meant to be, or what is really true love, what is true support, what is true intuition. People are so mumble jumbled up right now that they can't get a clear answer. And so that's where I say start with the herbs. There's even people I've taken as clients where I'm like, I really can't help you yet because you can't hear me. Like, I need you to drink the tea for a while, let your nervous system calm down, reset. Let's let the inflammation calm down, and then we'll talk again because there's and that's all part of it, right? It's like the fear and all of this stuff was really meant to tangle us up and take us from our true nature, which is being directly connected to source, directly connected to the angels, to the heavens and the earth. We are meant to be both. But we're more powerful when we are. And so there is an agenda to keep us dumbed down, to keep us numb, to keep us trapped and enslaved. And so when we can learn that Yes, there are chains, but we could break them and you could actually be way better off. We just got to do the work. We got to do the work. There's no shortcut for this, right? There's no GLP-1, there's no steroids, there's no fat burning pills. There's nothing that it can fast track this journey of awakening. It's messy, and you just got to keep finding the love. Like love is always the answer. And you just got to keep finding that love for yourself, love for knowing that, yes, this happened. I'm not going to let it happen again. My eyes are open. To still stay grounded in our bodies, though, too.
Yes.
That's a big thing I see with the enlightenment right now is where we're trying to go so soulful, so higher up into these higher realms, but we are humans. We are on earth. We do have these heavy, dense bodies. And so we have to take care of them. It's our
Yes.
vessel, it's our vehicle. So taking care of that body, but also with nature, on earth. So
Thank you for
putting your
saying that.
back up to a tree,
Yeah.
trees are considered the antennas to God. So sitting with your back up against a tree, added bonus if you can sit on a big rock and then have
Oh,
a tree at your back, and really speaking to Mother Earth and asking her, I have a lot of heavy energy right now. Can you take this from me? And she'll gladly take it from you and recycle it.
heck yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. You're amazing.
You're
Yeah,
amazing.
thank you. And this was a really beautiful feminine conversation as well. And everybody could really benefit from this. Thank you.
Yes, we forget the men have feminine in them too, right? We all have
Yes,
divine feminine and divine masculine, and we have to
absolutely.
balance
Yeah.
those. And for men,
Yes.
it's like getting back into their feelings. They've been told for so long, just suck it up and deal with it,
Yes.
And
Yeah.
so getting in touch with who are you? What do you need? What do you like? What do you want? It's very
Yeah.
important.
Yes. Such a nurturing conversation. Thank you
Mhm.
so much.
You're most
So
welcome.
yes, so you could find her on Instagram, Facebook, Healerverse, and YouTube on this video for sure. And everyone is welcome there. And is there anything else you want to leave everybody with?
I have a book that will be coming out soon as well, Harmony Within. And so that is my way of breaking down the beginning steps. So I've really gathered a lot of that information from meeting everybody in public and remembering those questions and starting from the basics, from the ground up. And I haven't released it yet because I keep editing it and wanting it to be in this perfection state. But then I realized there's going to be two phases. So the first phase is pretty much ready. So we're in editing right now. And I'll make an announcement when that's ready to come out.
Oh, I'm so excited. Yes, launch it.
Yeah,
My book has typos. Just launch it.
just launch it. I know, I know. So that's the thing I've been working through is the perfectionism. It's like, why do I feel like I have to be perfect?
It's going to be amazing. I'm excited to get that. That's going to be super helpful. And to coincide with the teas, like, oh my gosh, thank you guys so much. I love you guys. We'll see you soon.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.